Today I want to talk about how to grow your business in 2025 and beyond. And while I do that, we're also going to talk about how I want to grow my business in 2025 and beyond, but going to reorganize the Pokemon room a little bit. We need to consolidate space and be very efficient with the limited space that we have, which leads me to my first point of be very efficient and effective within the space that you have. So downstairs in the barn, we have, what is it, 1,600, 1,800 square feet total?
I don't know
Between
anymore.
I think it's 1,800-ish, 1,760 maybe?
Oh yeah, it's 1,200 something downstairs,
And like
400 something up here.
Yeah, so it's like about 1,700 square feet that we're working with. We have 5 of us, 5/6 that are full-time now. And space is very important, and it's a limiting thing, but it's something that is a good constraint, I think, for us to have. And a lot of you, I'm sure, are dealing with space constraints. I mean, I was operating out of a 200 square foot bedroom while full-time in this business by myself a few years ago. And like, space has always been a factor. So
We're actually going to do a video all about that in the coming weeks. So a shocking amount of you actually aren't subscribed, so subscribe so you don't miss that one. We're also going to go over shipping station and that kind of thing, what to prioritize as far as that goes, and your actual equipment, because boy, that can take up a lot of space.
yeah, that'll be a good one. And yeah, so Matt and Alpel are working downstairs right now to maximize the space. These ETBs I'm going to consolidate. I plan on growing the Pokemon collection next year as part of our growth strategy. We're bringing back Pokemon Pursuit on the main channel.
You guys should see that in a few weeks.
Yeah, so we filmed a couple episodes, really excited. Got kind of a few new things that we're going to be implementing and going for and stuff. Very excited about that. But efficiency is just a huge thing that we're obsessed with in business. So we're really going to try to make the layout of the barn maximize for our business. And you know, if you can reduce the amount of time that it takes to process items, you can increase the output, increase the sales with the same amount of man hours. And that's always our goal, because we want to work 40, 45 hours a week tops collectively as a team. So how can we continue to grow year over year? We have to get more efficient, because we're not going to change the time end of that equation.
Especially when like 3 to 5 hours per week goes to bathroom time alone.
Yes, that's huge. That's for you, and it's probably twice as much for Alpal. So.
So we've gotten this question a lot, and we got it from some Discord members. We'll shout them out shortly, but what platforms are we currently selling on, and what does diversity look like in our business, and what should it look like for 2025?
Yeah, I mean, I think diversity can be a good way to reduce risk in your business. And for us, it's been a good way to grow. So this year we grew heavily on Whatnot. We more than 2x, almost 3x our Whatnot sales compared to 2023, which we're really proud of and excited about as we reflect on how the year has been. But we also have Amazon, and that's been a big thing. We've incorporated the buy list as kind of an essential part of our strategy of growth. So 2025, our 2 main platforms are going to be Amazon and Whatnot, but we also have eBay, and we're always open to like new ideas, new platforms. I think it's important. Like Whatnot, we were open to that in the beginning, and it's been a great extension of our business, live selling in general. We also have a few new ones coming up. There's Encore, which definitely looks like a good one, and it's one that we're going to try out, and we'll report back kind of on how that is going. But that's like the live video, not live, but like the video way of selling. So these are some of the items we're going to be selling, but like take this Mega Man 7, show a video, you could have it like unscrewed to show authenticity and everything that you need, and then it's posted.
It's like quicker, essentially quicker than an eBay listing.
Yeah, if you need a lot of pictures especially.
You don't need to be live for it.
Yeah, so you post a video, and then it's a 7-day auction. It can be buy it now or auction, whatever you want it to be. But I do like that as kind of a mix-it-in strategy for our business, and I think it could make sense for a lot of you guys too. So definitely consider that app as an extension of your business. But I think just being willing to grow in any avenue, like introduce new things, try new ideas, dial in a couple things, 1 or 2 things, master those, but then be willing to try new extensions.
How do you know when you should be less diverse?
That's
a really good question.
I don't know who asked that, but yeah, that is a great question. I do think there is some merit to like not being diverse and, you know, mastering one particular thing and just becoming the GOAT of that thing. right? Like in our Discord, we have some of the biggest video game Amazon sellers like in the world, and they don't really do anything else, right? Like they've got that down, and good on them. I will say, like, they probably have a little bit more fear for like getting kicked off of Amazon or whatever, because if that crumbles, then the entire business kind of crumbles. So it's a bit scary. And for me, that's not something that I like to do. It's not something I like to risk, which is why I've done it a little bit differently. We're very diverse. We have many different forms of revenue, but there's me plus 5 others depending on that. So I like to, there's more reasons to be diverse. But even when it was just me and my wife, she really appreciated and appreciates that it's a very like anti-risk business. So I think it depends where you fall in that platform, where your spouse falls, kind of your security level, what you're comfortable with. Master one for sure. And I would say eBay is always going to be the best one to master because it's the safest and it's the easiest way to start a business. Once you've done that, consider Amazon, consider whatnot, consider Encore, consider other platforms to grow on.
Now, I'm going to ask some more questions about diversification, but one that we frequently get on this channel is how and when does it make sense to start an LLC?
Well, to answer that question, let me introduce today's sponsor, which is actually very exciting. It's ZenBusiness. So starting an LLC is one of the things that ZenBusiness can do. An LLC shouldn't be started just because you're selling something on eBay, right? Like, this is a limited liability corporation. So if your business gets big, if there's assets that you don't want to lose, if you want to separate your personal from your business, that's when you should start an LLC. If you get sued for whatever crazy reason, it'd be great to have an LLC so only the business can be gone after. Some of you may be able to figure this out super easily, like how to start one. But if you're like me, you're going to want to make sure that you have somebody to help you to do it the right way and to make sure that you're totally good. Because honestly, every state has their own laws for how to form businesses, and it was hard for me to know the best ways and practices to actually do this correctly. And while I was busy figuring that out, I wasn't able to use that time to actually spend on growing my business. But definitely the biggest benefit for me of forming an LLC was protecting my personal assets. My sponsor, ZenBusiness, gives you a worry-free way to start your business and guide you through every step. You don't need to be a legal expert. You just answer a few questions, and ZenBusiness takes care of the rest. They also make it easy to set up a business bank account, track expenses, create invoices, and more. And ZenBusiness has very clear upfront pricing, so you know exactly what you're paying for. There's no hidden fees or surprises, just a great service to help you succeed. ZenBusiness simplifies the everyday challenges of business, so you can focus on doing what you love. If you're ready to take the next step in your entrepreneurial journey, go to zblinks.com/CATRP crew. Plans start at $0 plus state fees. It'll help support the channel and help get your business started on the right foot going into the new year.
Now that we have a lot of these laid down, what about diversification in your inventory?
That's an interesting question. I've been on both ends of the spectrum as far as this goes, and I still kind of teeter-totter between. So there's pros and cons to both. Being diverse, depending on your ways of sourcing. If you're diverse and you're going to garage sales, thrift stores, flea markets, it's really going to help. Like, you may not get any video games. And in our experience this year at garage sales, we barely got any great video game scores. But we got a lot of random cameras and calculators and, old paper collectibles, just weird stuff that's worth a lot that a lot of people don't know about. So being diverse can help a lot. And I think if you're on level 1 or 2 of sourcing, which is garage sales, flea markets, local, huge. You should definitely be diverse. But as you start to focus on like big growth, scalability, and stuff like that, that's kind of where leaning into like a major category, whether you're a clothing seller like Rinzi on Whatnot, they're killing it, or if you're doing video games, I think it can really help to dial in and focus. And that's kind of where we've leaned in 2024. And I think 2025, we're going to really, really lean in to just video games. With here and there, we'll mix in other things. It's still part of the DNA of the business, part of how I started this thing, grew this thing.
Thinking about efficiency, sometimes being too diverse slows down efficiency.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, it was hard for us to list so many trains.
Oh,
it was like learning new things on every single train we listed.
Or going from testing a bunch of Wii's to testing old Sony Handycams.
Very, very different. And we don't have the cords and cables on hand. We don't have replacement cases ready to go. Wii Sports, you can put it through the disc cleaner and do it 100 times over, and it's like super efficient and fast. Quick shout out to XYAB, channel sponsor. They're a business-to-business distributor of video game accessories. We love them. We use them almost weekly, certainly monthly in our business. They ship next day almost all the time and have great controllers, chargers, cords, cables, anything you need to maximize the sales of your consoles. So if your business, check out the link down below, $50 off your first order of $100 or more. So check them out.
Now, clearly we're on social media, so that kind of does a little bit of advertising, but take social media out of the picture. What kind of advertising strategies could someone have for their business? It's a loaded question.
Yeah. Well, I do have a degree in food marketing, which I learned nothing in.
Learn how to market food.
Yeah.
Chase sells me on snacks all the time.
All the time. I think that there's a lot of people that are really good at this without utilizing social media. Michael Cash comes to mind. Just in constantly connecting with people locally, advertising yourself, advertising the fact that you're a business. What is your value prop? How do you stand apart? Michael, I pay the most for gold and silver and firearms. That's what he deals in mainly. And also says, how can I serve you? For me, he finds video games. He has a golf club guy. He has like all these different categories of people that he just does the quick flip to and makes quick money. So business cards, simple stuff like that. When really you want to try to get their contact info and leave a business card so that they can remember you from it. Being willing to meet your competition, tell them what you're doing. Don't be like secretive about it. Be open about the fact that you're a reseller, that you have a store, that this is how you support your family, whatever it is. That's almost always going to be better in the long run for connections and for marketing yourself and your business.
Now maybe we talk about on platform. What about advertising on eBay with their promotions tool?
Yeah, I mean, that's huge. Like, utilize it, right? Like 2.1%, I think, is what we would normally do on our items.
2.2.
2.2. So I would pay that any day of the week to get a sale. Some people get real salty about it and just quit eBay. I understand getting salty about more fees, but if you sell on Amazon, you understand eBay's fees actually aren't that bad, and it's worth it to get a sale. So
you're getting eyes to 100 million people.
Right. Like to me, the fees are worth it, and they always will be. I just think it's way harder to drive traffic to your own website. Mm-hmm. There's people that have done it successfully, but it's extremely hard. So
there's a reason we don't compete in that space. A lot of you guys ask, why don't you sell games on your website? We have a media presence to where maybe we could, but I wouldn't want to. It's
definitely not a priority for this year. Maybe someday, but like,
our combined following is maybe like a little over 300,000, but there's 300 million people on Amazon every day.
Yeah, I'm going to take the 300 million.
And then on the topic of like maybe business cards and maybe local flyers, the paper, how much would you spend on that kind of stuff? Is there an amount that's worth it to you, or a percent that you would invest in your business like that?
Well, business cards are super cheap. From the main place that does business cards, can you think of the name of the company?
Oh, Vistaprint?
Vistaprint, yes. Yeah. Like super cheap, super easy. So, maybe $100 and you can get a bunch of them.
Yeah.
Even 1,000. And that'll last you for a long time. Great to have at garage sales and stuff, and pawn shops and things like that. Or like local newspapers. Mm-hmm. See, that's interesting because you can do Facebook for free if your post gets past the bots. Mm-hmm. Sometimes bots will flag it just doesn't work. But you can do like a trade post with a PS5, whatever. You can just say that you're buying video games in the area, you're buying collections. You can do Craigslist, but you could also do local newspaper or even like a billboard, which is... Wouldn't that be nuts?
We should do a billboard.
Let us know if you want us to try that out for a month someday.
I know a really good billboard too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see what would happen.
Street.
That's the one.
Yes.
I know it. I think if you get a return on investment, it's always worth it. So whatever.
Our tech service.
Yeah, tech service is another one that we utilize. That's pretty costly, but well worth it to get the word out.
But now into social media. Lots of questions about how to utilize social media. Is it worth your time? Where is it worth your time? What platforms? All that stuff. I guess for us, what has been the most successful as far as brand awareness? It's probably YouTube because it's just the biggest.
Yeah, I mean, that's been a wild one because I never really expected it to be part of the business. When I started just filming garage sale adventures and like what I was doing in business, I didn't expect for it to like get inventory and collections and connections, like the amazing business connections and people that have become my friends because of it has been unbelievable. YouTube certainly is number one. I think there's a lot of people doing it. You know, you got Doshi Got Deals, you got Nerd Nation, you've got there's so many great channels that are on the come up and doing great things, and you know, seeing success in their business because of it. But then there's Instagram, just so people can DM if they have collections.
That's where I think, at least in my head, YouTube is great for awareness, but then what? How do you connect?
So there needs to be the second place of like
between Instagram and maybe X or Twitter.
Yeah,
like it can be a decent
Facebook
spot.
is still a thing.
Yeah.
There's still people that are using that. I think it's still one of the biggest platforms in the world.
Probably.
For amount of users, daily users. So you can't ignore it, that's for sure. Yeah, like I just think if it's something that is life-giving and something that you're interested in doing, it certainly is worth it if you want to grow your business. If you don't want to grow your business and you don't really care to do that and just like keeping it chill, then keep it chill. But
maximize the local hustle for sure then.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And now for store owners, a lot will post on things like Instagram to show off like kind of some of the things that they either traded in or bought. So it kind of incentivizes you to, hey, I'm in that area. Maybe I'll do that.
That's such
as well.
a simple way to do it. Just post your trade-ins or whatever if you're a store owner, or your finds if you're flipping stuff online. And then say this stuff is also available. I mean, it can be a great way to sell stuff without the fees too.
Yes, I was just about to say it's great to buy and sell. The amount of people that just sell on Instagram is wild. Like specifically in clothing as well. Like a lot of people just sell on Instagram. They post it in their story and they say, "Hey, buy this for whatever," and it always sells.
Absolutely.
I think even on YouTube, we do a more broad version of that, where the giant collections we buy and unbox is almost that same deal, where people see, oh, you're buying big collections. I want to sell a big collection.
Yeah.
Now, what are some ways you can use social media or maybe some of those new platforms we were talking about earlier to source to get you through the winter? A lot of people are dampered in the winter time because of sourcing.
Well, you can certainly follow all of the local game stores to see when they're getting new stuff. A lot of times they'll have stuff that makes sense for your business. But yeah, just advertise that you're looking to buy. If you could, it's always about finding a value prop that can stand out. If you can pay a lot on any certain item, or if you have a way to make yourself different, those are the things you want to focus on, and then hopefully you can get even more business beyond that. You know, one way that we've done a couple times is we can pay a lot on Pokemon games for a number of reasons, Amazon being one of them. And so we've paid 100% of price charting in the past.
I think we still might
be going on right now
for a couple days.
So depending on when the video drops, you can check out our buy list and see. But like, that's just a unique way to stand out. But then the cool thing is we get a bunch of other like games that are on the buy list too, because that gets the door open, and then hopefully we can seal an even bigger deal beyond that. So that's just like an example of a value prop that can make you stand out. That's always our goal. What's unique about us? Why would you want to do business with us?
Now, if you were to tackle one social media platform first, what would it be for your business?
Man, it's YouTube. All day. But
YouTube?
Why? If it was just me and I had to start over, because I don't really want to do editing as much anymore. I edited our videos for like 3 or 4 years before bringing on Brother Dave, the first editor. I would probably do Instagram.
Yeah.
Because it's the lowest hanging fruit for connecting with people and growing an audience.
I would say just short form as a whole. Make one video, put it on YouTube Shorts, Reels, and TikTok. Triple whammy.
Idea.
And
great idea.
It's just much better for your time. The amount of people that have reached out exclusively on certain platforms always surprises me. Like, we discovered you because of TikTok. And it's like, oh. That's
interesting.
Really?
You know, our most viewed short, I think it's still our most viewed, was filmed like this. Yeah. And I just spoke into the camera and talked about the pros and cons of garage sales or something. Like, that one's way up there. A couple million views, I think. So, like, yeah, like that is a super easy way to do it. Like, just...
And not saying you're going to have 2 million views every time.
Yeah, that was an outlier. But
and that kind of leads into the next question. How consistent should you be? I mean, as consistent as you put in is what you're going to get out. Similar to eBay. What you put into eBay, you're going to get out. For social media.
Yeah. The nice thing is that shorts don't require as much consistency on some of the platforms, but it always helps to be consistent. Just do what you can do. And
yeah, it helps with the initial push, but like we've had some short form stuff that's gotten really popular 2 years later.
Yeah,
so
it's really weird.
It's all the more important to have a place people can go as well. Your call to action is going to be the most important, because we got 2 million views on that short chase. Does anybody know who we are, what we do?
Nope. Maybe, I don't know.
A quick shout out to TurboCube865 on eBay for some of these questions, as well as Pikachu4 on Whatnot, also known as Electric Mouse Emporium on eBay. They're great.
Yeah.
A lot of these questions were derived from what they had. If you were only to source online, what are the 3 places you would do? So this kind of gets into the level 3, maybe level 4 of sourcing.
Yeah, probably as it stands, I would do like eBay, Shop Goodwill, or Goodwill Auctions, whatever it is now. And like GameStop, as long as they have retro and are doing sales, it can be interesting. But yeah, that's a hard way to source, but a lot of people do it. That's a level 4 of sourcing is the online method, which is very scalable. If you dial it in, you can source easily, quickly, efficiently, just lower margin.
Should we do another video on the levels of sourcing soon? Just kind of updating it, maybe some of our thoughts on how to source.
I would enjoy it, but yeah, let us know in the comments if you want to see an in-depth levels of sourcing video. Well, I've got some work to do organizing these. So you might be wondering why I've been doing this. These I need to consolidate because space is limited. So all of these are going on this shelf just in a line instead of facing out. Unfortunately, I don't have the space for it because I have plans on how to use those shelves in what we're going to be searching for in the Pokemon Pursuit episodes that will be coming out. And they're big plans, and I'm really excited. Need the space. Love having the games and the handhelds as the background for our Whatnot setup, which we're Chase CATRP on Whatnot, and that is the background that you see. So people say, cool ETBs, are you selling any? And I say, no.
No, dog.
Never, I never sell them. I don't do much with them. So cool games or cool handhelds, are you selling any? It's like, yes. That's what we're usually selling. So it makes more sense as a background too. So I'm really excited about kind of shifting things around and getting stuff really nicely displayed over there. So that's why I've been doing it. But yeah, guys, we enjoy making this type of content, questions that a lot of you have been asking. So please let us know the other questions that you would like answered down below. We will answer them.
And if you're in the Discord, you got a direct line to us. Send us a DM.
Always, and you'll get a very quick response over there. Me, Sky Guy, Alpha Man, always happy to take the questions and just chat and hang and messages on Discord. So thank you guys for watching this one. Let us know the questions you have down below, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.